Well, welcome to the recording for the Webmaster Roles website assignment that is part of week 2. So I can see I'm in the week 2 area over here. Week 3 is the bottom part of this. But this Webmaster Roles assignment, it's from the Webmaster essay you did earlier. So if I go back here to the Planning and Organizing unit, if you remember, you did an assignment called Webmaster Roles assignment where you researched the roles of a webmaster and you turned in this document called Webmaster Role. It was a text document, so you need to use that document for this work. So if I go back down here to Webmaster Roles assignment, we're going to jump in on this work. Now, before you jump into this, like doing CSS and putting background colors and things in, you must follow the directions in this course. You must practice this, and I said it in the lesson recording. You need to go through, like in section 1, you learn about HTML. They have you do some practicing. You make your first HTML page. I think it's like, oops, it's in section 1, part B, I think. So this walks you through creating your first web page. You follow these directions right here. They're going to have you copy this stuff. This you need to do, and I said it in the lesson recording, and this is going to be what's called your first web page.html, and you save it in the Unit 2 folder. You need to do all of these directions to get this right. If you do not do this stuff, then you will not understand what we're doing in these subsequent assignments. You need to go through part C and do the invitations assignment, and I have a recording for that. Then you turn in the invitations assignment. Then you move on, and this is also part of the invitations assignment. This is the part that you actually turn in. So you have to do all that in section 1. Then you get to section 2. You have to work through these different parts. Part A, part B, and I talked about all this in the lesson recording. You have to go through all of this, follow all of the directions on doing some of this work, so that you'll know how to do this assignment, and it'll be much more clear for you. So you need to practice this coding and understand all that. Then you get into part E, where it talks about external style sheets, then finally into part F. But you need to do that preliminary work in order for you to understand what we're doing here. Okay, so now and jump into this assignment. So first thing, open Webmaster essay that you wrote in Unit 1, and you open it in Notepad. So I'm going to go open up Notepad. Then I'm going to go open that file. So File, Open. And here's Webmaster Role. It's the text document. Then I'm going to hit Open. And here's that Webmaster Role file. You can see that the top 2 paragraphs, they're really long, but that's the thing about doing this in as a text file in Notepad or something similar. It doesn't do the formatting, the paragraphs and things. And we don't want that formatting because we will do web page formatting. So anyway, we're going to work on that, use that file. So first thing it says, save it as an HTML document. So here we are. Then I'm going to do File, Save As, and it says in my Unit 2 folder. Actually, I better hit cancel and read all the directions, right? Save as HTML. And we're going to save it as CSS assignment.html as we get to working on it in the Unit 2 folder. So I'm going to just take this name right here. I'm just going to do copy. Then I go back to it here. Then I'm going to do File. Actually, we don't want to save. Let's just save this as just the HTML. Yeah, we don't want to do the other part yet. So let's save it as Webmaster Role, and I hit all files, but I have to put .html at the end. So I save that. So I go ahead and save that. So I save that as the .html. And actually, what I can do if I want to go look at it, I can go right here, and I'll do File, Open. And I want to go look at it as a web page, see what it looks like. There it is. So there's that web page. So you can see all the formatting is gone. Paragraphs and such are gone. But that's the page right now called webmasterrole.html. So what we did, we followed those directions. So we saved it. And now we're going to do some style sheet work to it and to give it some styles. And then that's what we're going to call the CSS. So to look at it again, see it has no styles, does it? Paragraphs are all run together, the references are run together, so we need to fix that. Now the way we're going to do this, we're going to do this with, I call it a template file. So if I go back to the week 2 announcement, week 2 work announcement, it says for Webmaster Role website, download the template from the doc sharing area. So I'm going to go to doc sharing, and here's the template file. I'm going to click right there. I want to open it. So what I've done is I've opened up that template file. And I have open next to it, check this out. And you can put these windows side by side because you can adjust the size of windows, can't you? So I can put them side by side and I can work on them together. So what I'm going to end up doing is taking this information from this file that I created, and I'm going to put it in this template, and this is going to be my web page. So as we take a look at this template, what I've done is I've set it up for you that has some pre-existing styles. It has these styles, and these styles are what is going to give our document all of the formatting it needs to have. So the first thing I need to do is put the title, and the title is what goes up at the top of the web page. So the title of this is going to be, I'm just going to call it Mr. H's Webmaster page, Webmaster Roles page. Mr. H's Webmaster Roles page. So now, since I made a change to it, now I can start saving it. And if I go back to the assignment said to save it as, make sure I get the name right, CSS assignment.html. So I highlight in the Unit 2 folder, so I highlight, and I hit copy. I go back to these 2 pages, right? And this is the one that's going to be my real page. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to do File, Save As, and it needs to go in the Unit 2 folder. So let me make sure I'm in Web Design Portfolio, Unit 2 folder, HTML, and see it says text here. I don't want that, so I'm going to make sure I put all files, and now I've called it HTML right here. And I hit Save, and now this is an official web page. And you see over here what it looked like before, right? So now let's go over here, and here I can go open it. File, so I'm in a browser, open. I just want to look to see what this looks like as a web page. So I know that's in Unit 2, CSS assignment, open. So here it is. Now there are no changes to it, right? But if we go up above here, now you see that this web page actually says Mr. H's Webmaster Roles page, right? So what we've done is we have changed the title of the web page at the top of the browser. So now I'm going to open up those 2 windows again, and I'll work on these side by side. So we've done that, and there's no formatting or anything on that text because that's just up at the top of the browser window. But now we're getting into the formatting part. So let's look here. In the directions, they want you to have a heading section, background color, body text, and citation text. So the heading text, if we go down here, see right here, this code says C-SPAN heading text. What that means is that everything from here, or actually from here down, whatever goes between this and this will have heading text formatting. If I look up here, here's the heading text formatting. So whatever I put in this section we'll have that formatting. Okay, so my heading, which is going to be like the title to my page, I want this to be Mr. Harrison's Webmaster web page. So that's going to be the heading of my document. So I'm going to do File, Save, because I already gave it the correct name, didn't I? Now right here at the top, I'm going to click in this browser window that I'm looking at it, and watch this, where it says your heading goes here. This is going to change when I renew this page. I'm going to refresh the page, and look at that. Mr. Harrison's Webmaster web page showed up right there. Because what I did, if you noticed, what I did is I put my information right in this heading text setting. Now I can also go up, so the formatting for this came from right here. So I can go up here and maybe I want this to be size 48. It's going to be too big. I'm just going to put it in there so you'll see the difference. Then I do File, Save, go to the web page. Right at the top I refresh, and watch what happens to this heading over here when I refresh. Wow, look how big that is now. So you can see that I just make simple changes in this, and it affects down here. I'm going to change that back. I'm going to put that 36. We don't want 48 on that. And I don't need to do anything else to it. Although I could change right here if I wanted to. I could change this to Arial font. So I can do File, Save, go to the web page, watch how this changes up here. See, the font changed and the size type size changed. So we did that. Now we need to put the paragraphs in. So your first paragraph is going to go here. And the first paragraph is going to have the body text formatting. The body text is right here. Here's all the formatting for body text. So let's copy this first paragraph. So I'm going to go right there, hold down Shift, and I hit the End button, and that copies that whole sentence, that whole paragraph. And I right click, Copy, and I'm going to put it right down here where that first paragraph goes. Then I right click, Paste, and there's that paragraph. And look how long it is. It's all messed up. But watch this. If I do File, Save again, I'm going to go view my web page, see what happens right here. Refresh. There's that paragraph. So then it even returns at the edge of the web page. There's that paragraph. Just put it in. Now if I go back here, I want to do the paragraph number 2. So go to the beginning here and Shift Home or Shift and then End. So hold down Shift key, hit the End key on the keyboard. I'm going to copy this, and this goes where the second paragraph goes. Then Control V, paste in there. File, Save. Now I'm going to go refresh my page. My second paragraph should show up. Boom, second paragraph right there. Now I'm going to go back here and just take a look at some of the coding. What you can see here is that this body text, all this formatting for body text, is now having an effect on everything that starts at body text and ends right here. So everything that goes between this one and this one are going to have body text on them. And you can see these make new paragraphs, so I have those in here. Now check out what I'm going to do, and here's where the value of CSS comes in. If I wanted to change these two without CSS, I would have to go right here at the beginning of these lines and make changes on both of them. But all I have to do, since they both fall under the body text section, all I have to do is I'm going to go up here to body text, and I want to change those to, maybe I want to change the size 24. I know it's going to be too big. We'll do that. File, Save, go to the web page, and watch how these two paragraphs change when I refresh. See how much larger? They got to 24, didn't they? So you can see how the CSS helps. It did both of those paragraphs by just making a change in one place up here. And we'll look at color and stuff in a minute. I'm going to change that back. That was too big. I'm going to change it to size 16. Next we have our two citations, where we got our information. So I'm going to copy the first citation here, then Control C, and if I look down here, Reference site 1 goes right here, so that's going to be Control V. And now here's the second reference site, so Control C on that. Reference site 2, Control V. Now if I go up and do File, Save, look at my document, watch what happens down here in the reference site. And remember, I changed the size of these again, and watch what happens to everything. Refresh. You see how my page is developing into a real web page, isn't it? You can see up here that it's called CSS Assignment, and it's in my Unit 2 folder, which is in my Portfolio folder, which is in my Web Design folder. Okay, go back to our documents. So we've done a couple of things on here. We've put body text, and to have 2 paragraphs. We put heading text, and then we put our sites, citing our information right here. So we've done those things. Now the last couple things we need to do. We have to look at some color. So I'm going to move up here a little bit. Actually, I'm going to see, I've copied all this stuff, so I don't need this anymore. So I'm going to get rid of that page. Get that out of my way. Now I can spread this page out a little bit, and I can read some things on it. So now I want to mess with colors. Do some background colors and things. Now, in the course, I'm going to go back to the course, and I think it was in section 1, beginning HTML, part B. Let's see, where was that? Maybe it was part C. Yeah, right here. Here's a. Is that the color chart? No. Where do you have the color chart? Oh, here's a color chart. So section 1, part E, here's a color chart. So I'm going to click on that. This opens color chart in a web page. Check out that color chart. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do File, Save As, because I might want to use this color chart later on. So I'm going to save this color chart just in my web design folder. So I'm saving that as a web page in my web design folder. So I save that color chart so I can come back to it some other time. But look at this. These are the codes for the color. So let's say I want my background to be this turquoise color. No, maybe this light blue. So I'm going to highlight this, all that, Control C. Then I'm going to go to my web page. And here's background color. Here's what it is right now. I'm going to take out that and hit Control V to put that in. File, Save. And then I'm going to go back to my web page. Remember, we had our web page open. We could look at it. Here's my Mr. H's web page. Now I'll have to refresh and check out there. Look at that. Change the background color. Now I can also go up to View, Source, and here's the coding on that. Does that coding look similar to what we're typing? It does, doesn't it? Similar to what we're creating in a web page. That's what we're doing. That work right there. So I changed my background color. Change text color. Now we need to change some color down here. So go back to this, and I need to go look at my color chart. I know I had that open right here. Maybe I want that text down at the bottom, instead of being that dark black, maybe I want to make this crimson red. So I'm going to highlight right there, Control C, go back to my editing document, and I know that all these things at the bottom down here, they're being affected by site text. So I'm going to go to site text right here, take that color out, Control V, File, Save, and go back into where my web page is, refresh, and look, I changed those green colors. And now I have this blue right here. I need to change that from the template. So I'm just going to mess around with this one. Let's see what happens if I put, so that's body text. Let's see what happens if I put 2 F's right there. I don't know, I have no idea what color that's going to be. So File, Save, and then go to my web page and refresh, see if it made any change. Yeah, see, it did change that color. So lots of things I could do with this. I'm going to go back to look at my color code, and let's get to a real color that I want to use, and maybe I want to use purple. So I'm going to grab that purple right here. And actually, let me show you something else. See, I could go right here and take the words dark orchid, copy, and I can actually put, I believe, the word dark orchid right there. Let's see if that makes the change. I think you can use those words. So let's see if this changes all of this. Refresh. Yeah, it did. Dark orchid. So take a look at web page stuff. See, you can use the real names or you can use the code color. So what I've done on this page, I've done all the requirements. If I go back to the assignment, it said, well, that's invitation assignment. That's Webmaster web role assignment. So if I go back to this, it says change the background color, title properties, text properties, and citation properties. I did that, didn't I? Then save it as CSS assignment in Unit 2 folder, and I've done that. And this one you don't have to zip because it's just a single file by itself. So you'll just put in the Dropbox, you'll just attach this CSS assignment file in the Dropbox. So again, what you're doing, this is the CSS assignment text file. So we had been done file save. I'm going to do file save as, and I know it's in my Unit 2 folder. It's called CSS assignment, and it's the text file. I need to save it as .html. I believe that's what the assignment said, right? CSS assignment.html. So I make sure I have that there. Save. Place, yes. So now I can close this. And I have that saved in my portfolio folder in Unit 2. And then I just go and I attach it in the Dropbox. So what we've done is we've taken a text document that you created in the last unit and we converted it into a web page and we did CSS coding. And the key to this is going up into doc sharing and use that template that I created for you. Otherwise you're going to be doing all the CSS yourself, which can be quite challenging. So use that document, it will really help you out. Alright, that's all I have for you. And you're going to all end up with creating a web page that looks similar to something like this based on the document that you had created last week. And then you'll turn that in. So thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, and last thing before we go, let's go up and do View, Source, and there's all the source code. And that's what we did. And the last thing to think about this, like the P is for paragraphs. So if I wanted to put like more space between these paragraphs here, I would just put another item like this P right in here, and that would make another blank line for a paragraph. So we'll learn a little bit more about that later on. So that's all I have for you on this. I look forward to your work coming in. Bye, everyone.